everybody, welcome back to another episode of Dirt Green Steel. So tonight we're in the shop, obviously. Well, we are working on the back wall of the trommel feeder box, and I decided that before we get started on that tonight, we're putting the jack on it that raises the door up and down. So before we get started on that tonight, I'll talk to you about this project. These are Storz fire hose connectors, and I made a deal with my local fire department. They had a bunch of hose that they had tested, like I believe it's yearly they test, and some of it had some small pinholes in it and it didn't pass inspection. So I ended up buying it from them. Well, I bought it because I need quite a bit of hose to feed water to the trommel. Well, I couldn't figure out how to adapt Storz to 4-inch cam lock. Well, Storz has a pipe thread fitting, 4-inch pipe to Storz 4-inch hose, and that fitting was like $196. Well, I had a couple lengths of hoses that were, the ends were cut off, and I had the Storz ends, and so Dad's Strength came up with this bright idea. We'll take a short section of hose, put it back on the Storz fitting, and then we'll just take a 4-inch cam lock with a hose barb, and we will hose clamp that back into the fire hose and make us a 4-inch cam lock to 4-inch Storz. And the beautiful thing about these Storz fittings is it doesn't matter which end of the hose, they still lock together. So that's a nice thing, and firefighters will know that's the reason for that, is because they don't have to figure out which end of hose they need to hook up to what. They can just hook them all together. It doesn't matter which end, if it's end for end or what. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tighten these up real quick. There's 3 spots on these hose barbs. These hose barbs I got off Amazon. I think these were under $40, so it was a good deal. And I had the hose, I had the Storz fittings, of course. So, I mean, it was a cheap solution to the problem. So we're going to take our earthquake cordless ratchet here, and we'll tighten these up. That's going to take a while. Oh, there we go. These are just stainless steel T-bolt hose clamps. I believe I got them for 3 of them for $13 a set. So it was a pretty good deal on these too. You know what? Let's try the D-walled impact. You just got to be careful you don't strip these T-bolts out. Oops. Come on, get on there. There we go. We're going to hold it up, and you're going to kind of feel there's an indentation where that's going to set. Oh, much better. You don't want to hammer on it too much. And then there's one, got a feel for it, there's one more right here. Now they are lock nuts, so they're a little tough to get. At first they're a little tough. So there we go. I am going to cut them off. I'm going to readjust that one. I don't like where it's sitting. It don't match. That's better. So now I'm just going to cut these off a little bit so we're not getting arms and stuff caught on them. But there you go. There's an adapter. It's going to work out great because I plumbed the Berkeley pump that will supply water to the trommel. I plumbed it with 4-inch cam locks. So, like I said though, I was going to get these Storz fitting and a pipe thread and thread that cam lock back out of the pump and put a pipe thread nipple with a Storz fitting on it, but the price was just outrageous. So this will be a perfect solution for the problem, and it'll work great. So anyways, I'll do the other one off camera. Let's move on to our other project tonight. So here's what we got going on. We need to take this jack and we need to put it here so that when we crank this jack, it lifts this door up and down, or opens and closes door. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the foot off the jack. We're going to make our own new tab out of the bottom. We're going to cut the pipe off of this jack so that we can get it closer to the back wall, and we are going to put some brackets on the door here. So I've already started the process of making the door brackets. I be making them out of some 2-inch angle iron here. I tack welded it together, so when I drill the hole through here, I'm going to be putting a tab on there, drilling the hole through here, and there will be a bolt that goes through the hole, and this will be like this on the door. So one on each side of that pipe. So I'm going to get started drilling this, and then we'll cut the jack all up, and we will make the tab and get it mounted. So give me a few minutes to get set up here, and we'll get at it. So I'm over here at my grizzly mill, and I've got the vise put on it, and I've got our angle iron in here that we want to drill. I've got a 1/2-inch drill bit in here. So we're going to proceed to drill this using a Milwaukee drill bit. These things work great. I love these bits. I might be drilling a hair fast, but high speed's the gear that's not stripped out in it right now. And I was going to use my Craftsman drill press, but I haven't got the vise mounted to it yet, and there's no good way of holding this without a vise. So the mill was the quick solution here, and we're through. Like I said, these Milwaukee bits are wonderful. Love these things. So they're the red Helix ones, and they're great. I love them. There's no walking with them. So great bit set to have. I think it's like 20 bucks at Home Depot. So okay, we're going to clean these up a little bit, get that oil off, and then we're going to take them back over, and we're going to figure out the rest of what we're doing. So, I know it might be a little extreme, but I think I'm going to take the Evolution saw and use it to cut this pipe off. I think it's going to work out perfect. Worked out perfect. Told you it would. So now we're going to clean that up a little bit, and we're going to cut the bottom off somehow. So for the bottom part, I just, whoops, camera wants to fall over. I just whittled it away a little bit, and I just got it in the chop saw. There we have it. We got the pipe cut off, we got the end cut off, and now we're ready to do what we need to do to modify this to work with our slide gate. So what I ended up doing was, after I cut the pipe off, or cut the foot off, I took it back over to the mill and I clamped it back in the mill and I drilled through the pipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this here, put the bolt through it, line all this up where I want it. Might have to put a hair, I'm going to put a hair longer bolt in when I'm done. But as you can see, this is how it's going to end up. You'll be able to crank that and it'll bring the door up and down. Being I moved this up a little, I might have lost like a ½ inch of door opening, but the door will never be open full bore anyways. So I'm okay with that. And I did base the way this looks off of a brand new liter line box on a spreader. So that's how they're doing them from factory now. So that's how I decided to do mine. They actually use a little longer jack than what I'm using, but I didn't want to buy a real long one because I don't need to open that door that far. So I'm going to get stuff cleaned up here and get some stuff tacked up, and we'll see how it works. So there we have it. I got it all measured out, all tacked up, and I'll show you how it works. So you want to open it, crank the jack, and up the door goes. Pretty simple. Works really good. Nice thing about this jack is you can keep it greased. It sounds a little rough right now, but I think it's because that jack's laying on its back. It's not really meant to lay on its back and crank. So when this wall's standing straight up and down in the back of the feeder hopper, it'll be in the way that the jack is designed to work. So I'm going to weld this up now, and I'm actually going to slide this door out, and I'm going to cut these angle iron off a little bit so that they clear this tube, because it's lacking about an inch, because this black tube hits my angle iron before the door's all the way up. So no big deal, just a little fine tuning and adjustment. It's going to work great. So I'm going to get this welded up, or I'm going to tack it real good. It'll probably be it for tonight because I'm pretty tired and it's late and I got to work tomorrow. So I think we're going to end this episode right here. But that's how you take a normal trailer jack and turn it into a door opening closer for a lime spreader box or a feeder box for a trommel. So if you've got a lime spreader truck and your jack's junk, you could theoretically do this. Just buy you a $45 jack off Amazon and do a little cutting and a little modifying, and next thing you know, you got your good door opener and closer. So, but anyways, thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate it. And give me a like and subscribe if you like this video. And all the welding tonight was done with the Forney Easy Weld 140. The cutting was done between the DeWalt chop saw and the Evolution cutoff saw. And that's all we used tonight. So anyways, if you like this, give me a like and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one. Part 3 of this video is probably going to be putting this whole back wall back in the feeder box outside. So I'll have to wait till Dad's strength can help me with that, because this wall is pretty heavy and we got to get it stood up in there and get it just right and get it tack welded in place, and then I can finish it out. So anyways, thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.